Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. So today I am going to be doing my try on video for the Boxycharm base box as well as the premium box for the month of February 2020. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, normally I do subscription box unboxing videos here, but lately I've been trying to do some try on videos with my makeup subscriptions. So I've already unboxed these on my channel if you want to see the unboxing videos, but today I'm going to be trying everything on and seeing how I like it. Disclaimer before I get started, I am not a beauty guru. I do not aspire to be a beauty guru. I am just a normal girl doing her makeup, so if that's what you want to see, that's what I'm going to be doing here today. My techniques may be off, I may not be blended perfectly, that's the way it is. I'm just a normal girl. If it's good enough to step out of the house and walk to Target, then we're good. So that's how I'm going to be treating this video today, and let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I need to get my hair out of my face, and I'm going to use this headband that I got from Face to Re in PR, but it's really super cute and you can buy it from their website. I think it was like $8 if you want it. Also, these pajamas, which yes, I'm wearing pajamas, are from Target and they're super duper cute. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first product that I have was from my premium box, and this is the Tarte Base Tape Primer, and this I received in the premium. So I've actually used this for a couple days with my regular foundation because I wanted to see how it wore with that, because I will be trying out a different foundation today, and I wanted to try it with my regular foundation to make sure it wasn't going to mess anything up with this foundation. I do like it. It is a hydrating primer. I have oily skin but prefer hydrating primers because they just work better for me. It does, that's what it looks like on my finger, and does smell like coconut. It was good. It's not my favorite primer because by the end of the day my makeup was looking a little bit more oily than when I used some of my other primers. I was really loving the Farsali drops that we received the month before in the premium, and I've been using that as a primer and it's worked really well. But today, because I'm trying it on, this is what I'm going to use. It smells like coconut and makes me want it to be summer, even though it is definitely not summer here yet. All right, so primer's on. I did moisturize before turning this camera on. So the next thing is going to be the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And now, when I unboxed this, I did choose this item and I picked my shade. It's in the shade Linen, and I did get a little swatch test in a previous box, so I know that this shade will work for me. But I've seen a lot of negative comments about this foundation that it's not good, so I'm a little bit wary of it. Apparently, it is very cakey, it is very thick, and it shows a lot of blemishes, pores, those type of things. So I don't think I'll be wearing this all day, and normally I'd want to do a wear test, but if I put this on and it doesn't feel good, I'm not gonna be miserable the whole day because I don't like the way that this feels. But I'm also going to use one of the sponges from the Luxie brush set that I received as well. These are both from the base box, so the $25 box. The premium is $35. So I went ahead and wetted this sponge, so it is significantly bigger once you wet it, and this is the sponge that I'm going to use today to apply the foundation. Normally I use the Real Techniques sponge, which is orange. All right, so this bottle has a regular pump. I'm going to use less foundation than I normally do just because I know that this is supposed to be like thicker and kind of gloopy, not gloopy, I use that word a lot in another video, just kind of like a cakey type of foundation. So I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand. The way that I apply foundation is not the right way, but I use my fingers first and then I blend out with a sponge. I feel like I waste less product when I do that, so that's what I'm going to do today. All right, so that's what it looks on my hand. It does look thicker. That's not a lot. I'll probably actually need more than that, but I'm just going to start light. So it's like I look scary right now, right? Because I haven't blended it out yet. I do use makeup remover wipes to remove like the foundation from my fingers after I do that, and I'm using the EVO wipes that we got in the base box to do that. I don't normally use these type of wipes on my actual face. I have a different way of removing makeup that just works better for me. I literally look terrifying right now, I'm sorry. So let's get this blended out and see how it works. It's looking a little bit more yellow on my skin than I remember, so maybe I thought that Linen was my shade and it's not, but I think that it will work either way, so let's get to blending. All right, so it's blended. I forgot that in the comments people did let me know that it dries quickly, so it was a little bit difficult to blend out. I feel like my face has a green tint to it right now. You probably can't tell on camera, and it does kind of accentuate any problems you have on your face. So I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it from the first get-go. I do feel like I'm wearing foundation. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing a ton. In my Ipsy try-on for February, I don't know which one's going to be posted first, but I did film the Ipsy first. I tried out the Wander Beauty foundation, and the thing that I liked about that one was that I didn't feel like I was wearing makeup, and that's what I prefer. Of course, then I accidentally usually touch my face. I don't hate it, but like I don't think that this is going to last throughout the day. So I'm going to conceal a couple of my blemishes more because I don't feel like this concealed it enough. And then we will move on to powder, which we did receive a powder. All right, so now we're moving on to powder. So in the base box, we received the Ciate London Vacay Coconut Vacay something powder. I don't know. So this was in the base box. There's only 6 items for me to review this month that are makeup, by the way. The Ipsy had 9, so there was a lot more, but this will be fine. So I've used Ciate London's regular powder, and it doesn't do a whole lot. It's not bad, but like compared to the Jeffree Star powder that I normally use, it doesn't do a whole lot. So I'm a little bit worried about this because this foundation is a more thick foundation, and I don't know if this is gonna lock it in place all day, where if I use the Jeffree Star, I know that it would, but we're trying this out today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get some in the lid and start popping that on my face. I'm gonna put a lot because I'm a little bit worried. I'm using this Moda Pro brush that we received in, I think, a Boxy Luxe box previously. Next month is going to be the Boxy Luxe month, so in March. So I have a separate account so that I can get both the base and the Luxe, and then I'm also gonna get the premium. So next month, there's gonna be 3 Boxycharms that'll be battling it out in this try-on. But let's go ahead and get some of this powder on my face. All right, so I tried to use a lot of powder and pack it in just because I just know what my face does to itself throughout the day. It's not as bad when you use a lot. However, it is kind of patchy, and I don't know if that's because of the foundation or not, because like right here I feel like there's a white patch, but not everywhere else. It does kind of leave a white cast on your face, so that's something to keep in mind. If you have a foundation that's a little bit too dark for you, this might actually tone it down and make it more of your shade. But it does look way more matte now that I added the powder, which is nice to know. But I just feel like I have some yellow splotches and some white splotches. I don't feel like my face looks that great. Now in this lighting, it may look fine. I will show you what it looks like in the natural lighting from my window once I'm finished with the look. But the powder's fine. It's nothing like exciting. I will use it, but it's like if I know that I'm gonna be at work all day or I'm gonna be out all day, this is not the powder that I'm gonna use. I'll probably use this more when I know that I'm gonna film because I only need it on my face for like an hour or so rather than like a full day of wear. So now I'm going to use some bronzer, and then the next product that we have is the Hourglass blush. All right, I have the bronzer on. I feel like I can't even see it, but whatever. I use the Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. And now let's move on to the blush from Hourglass, and this is in the shade Diffused Heat. That is what it looks like. So let's go ahead and pop it on. I have this SL Miss Glam brush that I like to use for blush. All right, it's pretty. I'm not sure I'm seeing a whole lot of it, but I think it's this foundation that's throwing me off because it's not the normal shade of foundation, so it's making everything else look a little bit weird. So I'm not sure if it's really super noticeable, but I do prefer a blush that's not like extremely out there. So I'm gonna have to play with this a little bit more with like my normal foundation, my normal everyday look. But so far I actually do like this blush. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below if you've used this blush. Also, that blush was from the premium box, and so was this palette. This was the Carati Picante palette from the premium box. This was a choice item. I get to choose between this and like either a straightener or curling iron. I also did get to choose the Becca foundation. So that was my base box selection. This was my premium selection. So when you open up, there's no mirror, but these are what the shades look like. So I'm gonna play around and show you how to do a look with this. There are some like pretty berry tones, but I think I'm gonna stick to more the orangey tones just because in my Ipsy try-on, the palette was very pink. So I wanna go in a little bit different of a direction so that there's 2 different looks this month. All right, so I pulled out, I have my like thing of brushes, and I pulled out an SL Miss Glam brush. This is the SB68 brush, and I think I'm going to start with the shade Pimento and put this all over my crease. Not all over my lid, but just kind of in my crease area. All right, so the next shade that I'm going to move into is the shade Harvest right here. Now I did pull some of the Pimento under my waterline just a little bit so I can kind of smoke it out. On the weekends when I can have fun with my makeup, I like to smoke it out and get some more color under my eyes as well. So we're going to go into the shade Harvest to kind of deepen out my crease. I'm gonna deepen it even further. So this one I'm gonna blend a little bit more, but that's where I'm going with this. And I'm just gonna use the same brush. All right, so I did that. I need to blend it a little bit. I'm actually gonna go back into Pimento on the other side of the brush and just kind of blend those together a little bit more so that it's a little bit more yellowy orange at the top. And I also use this Farrah brush in 35E. This is one of my favorite brushes. Just kind of blend it out at the top so it's not as harsh. So this is where we are now. I think I'm going to deepen the crease just a little bit more with this shade Bittersweet down here in the corner. This is like the darkest shade in the palette, so if you are somebody who wants to go for a little bit more of a darker look, you're probably going to need to pull in a different palette. All right, so now I'm going in with the Farrah 3 Mini Taper Blending Brush, and that's what I'm going to use to put Bittersweet. I'm going to focus this primarily in the eye socket. Wow, I can't think of words right now. The crease, and I'm going to focus it primarily there and not blend it further out. All right, there we are. So far these shades are blending fine. Now I'm not somebody who spends a lot of time blending out their shadows. I know some people like to. I just don't have the patience for it. So that's where we are now. Now I want to get some shimmer on my lid, and the shade Fuego is calling my name. I like to have a like lighter color on the middle of my lid. I don't like them to be super dark, so that's what I'm going to do today. And I'm going to go in with this Shayna B brush that I received in my Ipsy this month, and this is the shadow brush. Ooh, okay, that's literally doing nothing for me. I might have to try my finger just to see if that's going to work better, but I feel like, I mean, it's there, but it's not giving me the shine that I was hoping for. So let me try this with the brush first, and then I'm going to go on my finger. The finger did not help that much, and I know that if you wet the shadow that it can show up a little bit more pigmented, but for me, I don't want to take all that time to do that, so I'm going to leave it the way it is. It's not really like as shiny as I wanted, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the shade Fearless, which is also a shimmer shade, and I'm going to put that in my inner corner, and if that one is shiny, I'm going to blend it up in and kind of lighten the middle, because right now that shade is actually just kind of matching everything else, and so I want a little bit of contrast. And because I might blend with it, I'm going to use the Firma 202 brush. This is another one of my favorite brushes. All right, I've done one of my eyes. I do not like their shimmer shades. At least the two that I've tried, just they're not pigmented enough, and I feel like this shade, the Fearless, looks a little bit chunky on my eye. The mattes are awesome, but like if I would use the mattes in this palette and then use the shimmers from another palette, but I'm gonna work on my inner corner. I might go in with a more detailed brush and then jump back to you guys. All right, so I'm gonna stop with my eyes there. I'm gonna do a little bit more blending on the outside just to clean it up a little bit, and then I'm going to put on lashes, brows, pretty much finish my face because that's the last product I have, and give you my final thoughts and then show you what it looks like in natural lighting. All right, so I am done applying my makeup. If you're wondering about my lipstick, it is the Becca Cosmetics tube lipstick in Mocha. I think we received some of these in boxes, but I'm pretty sure this is the one that I purchased on my own because I really, really liked it, and this is one of my favorite shades. But let me give you my thoughts about each of the products, and then I'll show you what this looks like in natural lighting. So the primer, I like the primer. It's fine. It's not like my favorite primer, but it is a good primer. So I'll be using more of that. Then the foundation. I think I need to wear it throughout the day to see how I'm gonna like it. So I'll have to check back in with you guys or let you know in a future video how I feel about this foundation. I feel like it's kind of patchy. It doesn't look amazing, but if it wears good throughout the day, then I might be more open to it. So I'm just curious to see. Now I purposely did not blend it down on my neck because I want to be able to tell the difference throughout the different lightings in the day. Is it gonna be really bad if I don't? Is it really noticeable? So that's why I didn't do that. Then the sponge that I use, I actually really liked it. Now I had trouble blending out my foundation. Maybe it was because of the sponge, maybe it was because of the foundation. So I will have to play around with this sponge with like my regular foundation C, but it's very similar to the Real Techniques sponge from my feeling. So I'll have to give this a little bit more use to see how it works. The Ciate London powder is like, it's fine. It's not amazing, right? But it works. So we'll see how this goes throughout the day. I am more impressed with this one than the one that I have used previously. So I'll have to use it a little bit more and see if it like keeps my makeup on all day and really sets it. I like the blush as well. Need to play around with this more. I mean, one try on, obviously I'm not gonna know everything about these products, but I did like it from first impressions. Then the Picante palette. I am torn on this because I really love the way that the matte shades performed, but the shimmers just weren't there. Now, had I wet it, it might have looked better, but that means you have to put all that extra effort in every time you use this palette. And I don't remember how much this was, but I don't want to always have to put in that effort. You know, I'm a regular girl on the go, so I don't always have time to do that. And then this one, this is like a little extra, I guess. I really like the wipes. They wipe stuff off my fingers, so my test compared to your test is going to be different. I'm not very picky with makeup remover wipes for that reason, because I'm just using them on my hands to get any residue off and to wipe down my makeup table because it is white. So those are my thoughts. Let me show you the makeup in the light. All right, so this is what my makeup looks like in natural lighting. Oops, I'm not very good with the camera. My liner isn't like perfect, but this is how the look turned out. I think the foundation works, so I'm gonna have to see how it lasts throughout the day. All right, so here is the makeup on towards the end of the day. The lipstick is kind of worn off because I ate and stuff, but the foundation actually doesn't look that bad. So I think I actually might be able to make it work. If it had gotten really oily by the end of the day, I probably wouldn't normally wear it, but the way that it is right now, I think that I could actually get used to this foundation. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Any tips for this foundation? How do you feel about the products? How did you like them when you tried them on? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video.